That's a cheese shopping spree. What mean the word to you?
Hey, what's up everyone? So I purchased 10 Plastic Empire mystery boxes for the purpose of a review. So I must warn you that we're going to talk about the positives and also the negatives. So if you're expecting to watch a video where somebody opens up a mystery box and is like, oh my god, this is so great, when they pull out a $3 pop, this isn't the video for you. Because if something sucks, I'm going to say it sucks. And if something's good, I'm going to say it's good. Alright, so first things first. These boxes are $10. Now, this next bit may be a little controversial, but there is shipping involved. Now, the only people that'll tell you that the shipping doesn't matter and you shouldn't count the shipping into the price are the mystery box companies and the YouTubers that are sponsored by mystery box companies. Because obviously, they don't want you to think about the shipping. That said, Plastic Empire, for this particular run of mystery boxes, gave you free shipping if you ordered 10. And I did check to see how much the shipping went up if I only bought 3 or 4. And it does go up quite a bit. I believe 2 of these mystery boxes, the shipping was around $10 to get out to me in California. Probably different for every state, slightly. And I believe it went up to like 15, maybe 20, depending on how many boxes you get. But if you got 10, they're $10 each. And that's important because if you only buy 2, you're spending around $15 each. There's no magical thinking to change that because you have to pay for the shipping. Now, I will say Plastic Empire is an actual business that you can visit, and I think you can get their mystery boxes in the store as well. So you wouldn't have to pay shipping on 2 or 3 if you do it that way. And I see this all as fair. But again, it matters because what's inside of these boxes are going to probably be newer commons, the commons that had a chase, because this is a company that sells chase bundles. So it's going to be a lot of stuff like that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially because Plastic Empire straight up tells you, look, you're probably just going to get a common. And since these are all newer commons, it's not like you can go find these for $3 or $4 somewhere. It's just that Plastic Empire can't just store all these pops in their warehouse or wherever they store them indefinitely, right? If you can buy other product that moves faster than what you have, it's good to sell what you have even if you're selling it at a loss. Definitely not saying they're selling this at a loss, but it's just not good business to store stuff like this forever or until it becomes valuable again because it's retired or vaulted. Because that's not really what Plastic Empire does. But us, as the private collector, we can do that. So even if I pull nothing but $8, $7, $6 pops out of here, I only need like 2 of them to even go up to like a $30 value to get most of my money back. Because I did just end up spending $100 for 10 pops. Now I don't remember seeing like a damage disclaimer or a mint disclaimer either. So there could be damage, but I don't think so because these are all mostly newer. So I don't expect to have a lot of damage on these or shelfware. Now I could be pleasantly surprised and there could be some older pops in here, which would be great, but I don't expect that. So when you're thinking about buying stuff like this, it's just good to think like, okay, I'm going to pull nothing but duds. What am I going to do with this stuff? Do I have a kid that I can give it to them anyway? And I'm going to make like some fun uncle or fun dad equity points with them, right? Am I going to hang on to them for a couple of years? Am I just starting collecting so it doesn't matter what I get and I just want everything? These are all things you got to factor in. And for me, it kind of made economic sense to get 10 pops for $100, even if it's all crap inside. And hey, I might get lucky. And speaking of luck, let me see what I can win. So here's the ad for it. Monster Freddy $10 mystery box with some pretty nice top prizes. Although I already have many of these because I've been collecting for a while. But it will make it easier for me to sell, right? So let's say I get lucky and get a Louis Blue or a Speedy Gonzalez. Pops that really wouldn't be too hard to sell would probably sell within 5 or 6 days. And since I have them, I'm not going to get emotionally attached to them, right? Some of this other stuff is pretty cool. I like the Mark Hamill. The Captain Rex would be nice. Of course, the Boba Fett. I really don't know what I would do with a 36-inch Freddy Funko display. I believe these used to be in the Toys R Us here in America. And I've actually seen one of these in person. Well, Obviously, I probably saw it at Toys R Us at one point, but I just don't remember it because I wasn't specifically looking for it. But I remember seeing one of these at Tom's Model in Los Angeles, and they are pretty damn large. I really don't know what I would do with it. I don't even know how easy that thing would be to sell. I actually feel it would be pretty hard to sell. So here's a list of the top prizes. You can pause it on that. And here are the autographs. I actually don't really care about celebrity autographs myself, but these are some pretty good ones. I do wish that the Kevin Conroy autograph, though, was just on a regular Batman and not the Batman robot. But I do feel that all 4 of these, especially because they have certificate of authenticities, wouldn't be too difficult to sell. Might even keep the Batman one if I get lucky. So here are the official rules. No refunds, of course. They let you know duplicates are possible. Most pops will be commons. They limit you to 12 boxes. Pretty straightforward, right? No trickery here. No false advertisement. And also, if you notice these boxes, they're just brown boxes, right? They don't look like a Happy Meal. They don't have candy. They don't have any of that shit that seems to be like marketed towards kids. And yes, Plastic Empire does advertise this as winning prizes, technically a lottery, pretty much, but it's not aimed at children so much. And it doesn't have these mechanisms like scratch-off tickets and things like that are specifically designed to take advantage of people that have maybe gambling problems and things like that. Not saying that's the case with all of these mystery boxes or any of them. I'm just saying that I don't get that sense of scumminess from this Plastic Empire mystery box promotion. Brown boxes, no frills, no thrills, no booty on these boxes. Alright, so I'm pretty sure you're getting sick of me talking, and you just want me to open up these damn boxes and see what I got. And as I open them, of course, going through some theories, we'll look at the values of these. And the way I'm going to look at the values is not Pop Price Guide or anything like that. I'm just going to go to eBay and see what the cheapest price I can get this pop in the same condition, pretty much. So we can get a good idea of what the true price of these are. All right, enough talking. Let's get cracking. All right, box number 1. Also, before I get started, I imagine if I do win like the big 36-inch Freddy, is it just going to be like a gift certificate inside of one of these? I don't know. Weird. And especially because I can hear something in here, so wouldn't they be able to know? Wouldn't the weight be... I'm not going to think about it too much, you know, because that's another thing. With most of these companies, you really don't have proof that they're sending out the top prizes, but I also don't have a reason to believe Plastic Empire isn't sending them out. Like, I really don't. All right, first pop, Michael Scott in a straitjacket. Haven't been following the Office pops. Yeah, I just kind of stopped following this after, like, I don't know, the 30th Michael Scott or however many there are. Let's see how much this guy's worth. I will say, box is absolutely mint condition, as I expected. So it looks like the absolute cheapest I can buy Michael Scott shipped is $10. So far, you can say that's even, but if I were to try to sell this, I would only be making 50 cents on that because shipping is at least $5. eBay fees, time, it takes to do all that. So these kind of pops, you definitely just need to hang on to them and treat them like everything else in the collecting world. With collectibles, it's not instant. It's not get rich fast kind of scheme, Patience, age, rarity is what makes collectibles valuable. So the older they are, the less of them there are on the market. And that's just kind of the way you got to think if you actually want to make some money on your collectibles. All right, number 2. Oh my god, this is... Okay, so this is total shit, this one. White Mamba from Space Jam. New Legacy. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. Again, though, box is in very good condition. Do I think this pop will ever go up in value? I don't know. I really don't think so. But I don't know. There's going to be, people that are maybe 10 or 12 that maybe like Space Jam now. And it'll be nostalgic for them, in like 7 years maybe. And if pops are still around, this might be valuable. Or it just could be one of those weird ones that just spikes up to $20 for whatever reason once it's vaulted and hard to find. At least it's in good condition. Let me see how much it's worth now. Okay, so the cheapest I was able to find this one in a similar condition is also $10. There are a couple on eBay that are a little less than $10, but the boxes are pretty rough. So if you're an out-of-box collector, call it 8. If you're an in-box collector, 10. Alright, so hopefully you can avoid any more of this type of pop, because those are pretty bad. Alright, so I'm liking this a little more. This is DC Bombshell's Catwoman. Pops with a purpose. I believe these are for breast cancer awareness. You can pause it there if you want to read that. Again, box in pretty much mint condition. Really appreciate that, because if these pops were dinged up and stuff, it literally would be an absolute zero recommend for me to get these. I'm still kind of up in the air about it, but let's see how much this one's worth. Also, a pop in similar condition, $10 shipped. Alright, got a Navy sailor. Also in very decent condition. I believe this is the African-American woman version of this. And I do like the ones where they're in their dress outfits more. I don't know too much about military uniforms, but I do know that I believe these ones aren't even used anymore. But these ones, like the dress ones, or at least this one, I'm not sure if these are the dress ones for them. But like the dress marine and stuff, those always kind of look the same to me, those uniforms. Someone in the military can let me know, or somebody that knows about that. Let me know if this dress uniform is accurate to the one they're using like now, or if this even changes much compared to like the camouflage patterns. But yeah, I don't mind this one so much. This one, like, I feel like this one has potential to maybe go up in value. The other first two, maybe not. This one, hard to predict. Not sure how well these are selling. Of course, there's always going to be a military. Will Funko always make military Funko Pops? Probably not. So once it's become kind of scarce, I can definitely see this being a present that people give each other. Especially if you have, a member in your family that's in the military. So, pure value-wise, I don't mind this one as much. I do think it has potential to go up in value. Let's see how much it's worth now. All right, so this one, in a similar condition, or even listings with a generic picture, but obviously, sold as a new pop from like a distributor type of seller, is going for about $12 shipped. Only one at that price, to be honest, so more like 13, 14. So I feel like this one does have some potential. I'm going to mark it down as 11 though, because that is the cheapest I was able to find it, but there was only one. Okay, so this is a pretty generic Stitch, right? There's so many really awesome Stitch Pops that the very generic ones like this, I doubt will ever go up in value. But like I said earlier, this is one of those fun uncle, fun stepdad, fun dad kind of make a little equity with the kids, right? I think a kid would like this one for sure. Okay, so surprisingly, the cheapest I was able to find this one was $15. Not bad. And I will say, as a bonus, you get 10 free shipping boxes. Would I recommend shipping a pop in one of these boxes alone? No. Smaller stuff, yeah. Or if you're going to put that pop in a really nice protector, maybe. But not for something very high-end. $20 pop in a protector inside one of these boxes, not bad. Okay, so I have the chase version of this. But like, you know, as expected, I did think there was going to be the commons to pops with chases. And this is the common. Really cool pop. If I didn't have the chase, this would go right into my personal collection. Because I do like the Blue Fairy a lot. This whole line is pretty excellent. Highly recommend picking these up. Especially Figaro. I believe that's going to be a sleeper. Maybe not Grail, but definitely $30 to $40 pop in the future. But yeah, Blue Fairy. Let's see how much she's worth. And this pop is in about as good a shape as it's going to be. And the cheapest one, similar condition, also about $10 at the moment. Alright, so we got Hunter Ron. I don't see much potential for this one at all. I don't think a kid would like it. This one would be pretty hard to even give away, I imagine. And Hunter Ron has a value of about $9. That could go down. Okay, so here is Hugo. I didn't know the Hornet had a name. Charlotte Hornets. I think this guy looks like an army ant. If you remember the 80s and 90s, forget if it was in the 80s or 90s, maybe very, very early 90s or late 80s, there was these toys called army ants. And this definitely reminds me of that. You know, I don't mind this one so much either. This is definitely not a pop that Funko is going to be making for years and years and years. I think this thing will be around for maybe a year before it's vaulted, retired. Not sure how many they're even producing, but as a mascot for an NBA team, I think this is going to go up in price once it's vaulted. I can't imagine it going lower. Alright, so this pop in a similar condition is around $13 shipped. So at least it's holding its retail value. Wouldn't be surprised if this is eventually a $30 pop. Alright, so another Parks and Rec pop. Leslie as the Riveter. I do remember this episode. I like Parks and Rec. Don't really need to collect them, though. And I don't know how well this new line is doing. Which means maybe there's not too many of them. This one, hard to predict. Could go up in price once it's vaulted. I could see people that don't necessarily collect this line, or Funko Pops at all, wanting this one just specifically, maybe. Box also in very good condition, scoring very high points with the condition of these pops. I didn't expect damage, but I didn't expect them to be this mint with absolutely no shelfware. They all feel case fresh. So Leslie, also about $10. And remember, this is assuming that the pop gets to you in the same condition it's in the pictures, right? Doesn't always happen. Last one. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the Imperial Palace Green Lantern, which is pretty shitty pop in my opinion. I could care less, or I couldn't care less. I could care less, doesn't make sense. Anyway. Yeah, what's kind of dumb about this one is that I think all these Imperial Palace pops have red boxes, which makes sense for China. But this one doesn't. Weird. And this guy, also about 10 bucks. Now, keep in mind that we're in the beginning of February. And historically, January, February, not great months for collectibles, right? Everybody already blew their load on Christmas. And collectible prices are pretty low during this time of year. Out of all of these, there's not one that I would have purchased, except for maybe the Blue Fairy, if it didn't have a chase, right? And it depends. Like, if the chase for it is like $100, then I just settle for the common. But all this other stuff I wouldn't have bought. But let me see what the total value, if I were to buy all 10 of these pops right now separately, how much it would cost me. So, if I were to go on eBay and buy each one of these pops for the lowest priced buy it now shipping that has pictures of all of them so you can see that they're in mint condition, would cost $108. Would I rather have the $100 in my pocket and not have to deal with these pops? Probably. But I know a little girl that would like this one. And this one. And this one. At least these three. Maybe this one too, because it's just, you know, like a... They'll be, oh, that's a blonde girl. But definitely these three I could, you know, use for a present, right? And I don't have to spend money on that. Or like a little stocking stuffer or something, right? These other ones, even if they go up to $15, so I can sell it, give eBay their $2, give the post office their $5, I'd still be getting at least $8. If I want to try to get as much of my money back as I can. Or I can sit on them for a couple of years. Just put them in the storage somewhere, forget about them, and maybe get closer to getting all of my money back. And some. You never know. You just never know. Something like this could just surprise you and be worth $50. You just never know. Something like this could all of a sudden be worth a lot. Like, say, 2 years from now, after they're not making this no more, you know, say the Hornets win, or, you know, they do something. I don't know. Could be potential in this one as well. Now, would I recommend you go buy these Funko Pops? That depends. Did you like these 10 Pops? Would you like to have these 10 Pops for $100? Because this is the experience you're going to get. The odds in this box are probably some of the lowest out there. Because I wouldn't be surprised if there's 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 of these boxes. Who knows? They don't tell you because obviously the number of these out there isn't a selling point. So your odds are probably extremely low. Lower than almost any other box. That said, I didn't have to spend, say, $19, $20 a box to pull out this extremely common Michael Scott. Right? If I would have bought 5 boxes at $20 and spent $100 for 5 of these pops, I would feel ripped off. This doesn't make me feel ripped off. It makes me feel stupid because I knew this was going to be the outcome and I did it anyway. But is this the worst mystery box? No. It is though if you're only buying like 2, because then you're really in a hole, right? Like right now, I'm kind of almost even with all of these. But if I would have spent, you know, if I would have bought 2, spent 15 and 15, I need these to go up quite a bit, like percentage-wise, to try to make my money back. 50%, paying 50% over what the retail value is huge. But yeah, none of these can really be sold at the moment because of the price I paid. So this box is great for people that like to long-term invest in collectibles, people that maybe have a bunch of kids that they can give these out to, and you also had a little fun opening them. This is also great for customizers. If you're somebody that customizes pops, you never know what's going to inspire you, right? There could be like a keystone element to one of these, like this, maybe this ant head will remind you of something else to create a custom. Hornet head. Looks like a fucking ant though. Anyway. All that said, of course, if I would have gotten lucky to pull a pop that was worth a couple $100, maybe even 30 or 40 bucks, it would have completely offset the price. But you can't buy these with that in mind. So honestly, my rating for this is that it's not the dumbest thing in the world if you buy 10. Or next time they do this and say the cutoff for free shipping is 5 or 12, whatever the cutoff for free shipping is, that's the only way you should do it. And also, if you have the means to store these, because what's likely is that none of these are going to be, something that you're going to put in your collection. Because at these prices, if you really wanted it, you probably would have already bought it. So honestly, my opinion is this is only good in certain circumstances and for certain collectors. And of course, almost forgot, if you're a YouTuber, right? Because let's say 3,000 of y'all watch this video and YouTube wants to give me $10 in ad revenue. Now I've gotten 10 pops for $90, if you want to look at it that way. If you're a bigger channel and you're able to make $100 a video at least, well then, no brainer, right? All right, have I talked long enough? I hope that some of my thought process helped you out. If you were teetering on getting Plastic Empire mystery boxes in the future or not, you can kind of see what it's like. Main takeaway, big plus, is pops were in great condition. Main takeaway on the negative side is that odds are extremely low and you're going to get a bunch of undesirable comments, mostly. All right, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching and take it easy.